for the consideration of questions for oral answer asked by Mr. Emmanuel Banda, Member of Parliament for Muchinga. Madam Speaker, as you may be aware, artisanal and small-scale mining subsector has grown considerably in recent years and serves not only as a source of livelihood for many people, but also contributes significantly to the country's socio-economic development. This subsector has a high potential to enhance its contribution to the mainstream national economy, revenue generation, and wealth creation. Madam Speaker, government has been making strides in ensuring that the artisanal and small-scale mining subsector is reorganized. Among the interventions being undertaken include formation of mining cooperatives across the various parts of the country where informal mining and trading activities have been taking place. The ministry has also undertaken capacity building programs for the miners in basic mining methods, skills, occupational health, safety, and environmental protection. I wish to inform this House that since 2023 up to 8th August 2025, a total of 1,498 artisanal and small-scale licenses have been issued countrywide. Out of these licenses, 1,201 are in gold mining and 297 are in non-gold mining commodities such as manganese and copper. During the period under review, Madam Speaker, the following artisanal mining licenses were issued in Serengeti District year by year, including the list of names which is in the appendix. Number of artisanal mining licenses issued: 2021, 14, 2022, 1, 2023, 16, 2024, 31, 2025, January to July, 14, total 76. As such, a cumulative total of 76 artisanal mining licenses were granted in Serengeti District over the stated period, involving a variety of minerals such as copper, gold, manganese, quartz, limestone, talc, and iron ore, among others. The diversity of these mineral commodities demonstrates the significant mineral potential of Serengeti District. While these developments are encouraging, it is important to underscore that artisanal mining activities face several challenges. These include lack of access to geological information, limited access to finance and markets, lack of mining equipment and technology, lack of skills and occupational health and environmental safety concerns in mining operations. Allow me, Madam Speaker, to state that government, in addressing the various challenges by artisanal and small-scale miners, is undertaking initiatives that include the following: A, establishment of a dedicated Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining, ASM, facilitating access to finance, markets, and equipment for artisanal and small-scale miners, conducting capacity-building programs and training for miners on basic mining methods, skill development, occupational health, and safety, encouraging formation of cooperatives to enhance collective participation and granting them artisanal mining rights, and undertaking a countrywide high-resolution aerial geophysical survey. Madam Speaker, government has also repealed and replaced the Mines and Minerals Development Act number 11 of 2015 with the Mineral Regulation Commission Act number 14 of 2024 and the Geological and Minerals Development Act number 2 of 2025. Through the reforms, government has set up a fund dedicated to supporting the capacity development of artisanal and small-scale miners being established. Madam Speaker, I wish to reiterate that government agenda is to transform the artisanal and small-scale mining subsector into a sustainable driver of job creation, revenue generation, and socio-economic development. The issuance of artisanal mining licenses to our youths in Serengeti is not just about access to mineral rights, but also about providing them with a gateway to opportunity, empowerment, and dignity. Madam Speaker, let me reaffirm that under the reforms on legal, policy, and institutional framework, government is determined to turn the untapped potential of artisanal mining into a form of vibrant and profitable subsector that benefits every Zambian. As government, we will continue to build capacity, provide support, and create an enabling environment where our youths and communities can thrive from their God-given resources. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable members are now free to ask questions on points of clarification on the ministerial statement presented by the Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development. We start with the Honorable Member for Lukasha.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to be the first one to ask a question to the Minister of Mines. Minister of Mines, I was just attracted to the idea of financing. I want to find out if the financing for the artisanal mines is going to be available by the government and how much money will be available for that financing. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Lukasha, for that very important question. From the onset, Madam Speaker, I would like to state that government is already supporting the artisanals. As we are talking right now, there are those who we've given washing plants, we've given them gold detectors, but I think that, Madam Speaker, the Honorable Minister of Finance, as he comes tomorrow, I think in the budget, we will know the exact figure that has been allocated to the artisanals. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chembe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, on the these artisanal licenses that you are giving the youths, how many have you given the youths in Chembe, especially that you have been so quiet pertaining to Mwombe mine? Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member. Madam Speaker, if I was asked to bring anything around Luapula and Chembe, I would gladly come, but this was specific for Serenge. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Isoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also wanted to talk about Isoka because I have youths in Isoka, and I want to find out if Honorable Minister has given licenses to my youths in Isoka constituency. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Even if his quality doesn't fall into the question, that is. So unfortunately, you honorable members, you can put in your own individual questions for clarification if you want those specifics. The honorable member for Mitete, I hope you are not also talking about Mitete.
Madam Speaker, thank you. Thank you so very much. And Minister, the statement is clear. But of late, we have had, and of course they're still there, illegal miners. How will these legally, these which government is going to support, these who bring some monies into the national coffers, be protected from these illegal miners? Madam Speaker, you may have heard of illegal miners against government security officers. How will these artisanal miners be protected? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker and Honorable Member for Mitete. Madam Speaker, the issue of illegal mining is an emotive one. It's a problem that has been entrenched in our mining sector for quite a long time. And I'm glad to say that President Hakainde Hichilema has given clear instructions on how to approach the issues of artisanal and small-scale mining vis-a-vis illegal mining. One of the things that he has given clear-cut is that there will be no illegal mining. Everywhere there has to be legal mining. Number two, there has to be safe mining. Number three, there has to be formal trade. And number four, which is, I think, will speak to what the Honorable Member is asking about, Madam Speaker, is security. So what we are doing now, 2 weeks ago, Madam Speaker, I was giving mining licenses to artisanal miners who've been trained by this government for the first time. We have trained them, we have capacitated them, but we have also put in place a security cluster which will be cleared, I think, which has been cleared by Cabinet, and when budgetary issues are allocated to them, they'll be able to clear out those areas and the land will be subdivided, and this is specifically for Zambians. Artisanal small-scale mining activities are only specific to Zambians. So we are working together with the security wings of government so that we can have those areas cleared and protected. But as they are being cleared, Madam Speaker, we wanted simultaneously the artisanals to be moving in these areas and begin to mine safely, legally, in a formal way, and in areas that are secure. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Muchinga.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and thank you so much to the Honorable Minister of Mines. I hope I will have a privilege to ask even 2 questions, Madam Speaker. The questions being from Serenge. Madam Speaker, I think I must commend the government in the first place that when you came up with this idea of artisanal mining licenses, you meant to cure the issue of illegal mining and also to empower the youths. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, the minister said that a total of 76 licenses were issued to youths, and that is to be in Serenge specifically. Madam Speaker, youths in Serenge are illegal miners wherever they go to do mining. As a member of parliament who comes from Serenge district, I know the cooperatives and clubs of youths of Serenge that applied for mining licenses from 2021 up to 2025, and none of them got a license. If, Honorable Minister, you have given licenses in Serenge, those are not youths of Serenge. Now, my question is, Madam Speaker, I think maybe you just allow me to read maybe 3 names to the Honorable Minister. My question is, can you confirm to the youths of Serenge who are engaged in mining under Serenge All Metals Youth Club, Serenge Diggers Youth Cooperative, Multipurpose, and Rock Bottom Cooperative Multipurpose, can you confirm to them that they were given mining licenses? I have got a number of 6 of them here. Those that we know that these are miners in Serenge and they don't have licenses. But you have said 76 licenses. So we put aside 70, we remain with the 6. Can you confirm the 6 names that were given licenses who are youths of Serenge? Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I do have an appendix to my speech. The Honorable Member is, I may not go through it maybe for purposes of time, but I do have an appendix here of all the names that have been given in Serenge. Now, just to say that yes, licenses can be given in Serenge, but sometimes applicants can come from other districts. That is very possible. That's the way mining works. You can, yes. So miners can come from anywhere, Madam Speaker. As long as they are Zambians, they can apply. So what is important is for us leaders to be more proactive and push for our cooperatives. I do have a list here. And when people apply, Madam Speaker, sometimes people will apply and give an address of Serenge. And the ministry may not know that this person may not be from Serenge, but the address is saying Serenge. So I do have a list, Madam Speaker, of all the 76 with names and license numbers. So it is very clear. Maybe I'll avail this to the House and probably also to the Member of Parliament. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The next honorable member for Kabwe Central.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to ask a follow-up question. Minister, thank you so much, and congratulations to the New Dawn government. For indeed, we are considering now the artisan, our cooperatives. They are receiving a lot of licenses now. Now, my follow-up question is on the structure that you have put, especially in Serenge, to avoid revenue loss through taxes. The structure you put in Northwestern Mufumbi is very excellent because we have got ZCCMIH, which is the off-taker, and there you are going to control the revenue loss. But in Serenge, what have you put in place? Since the off-takers are fragmented, how are you going to make sure there is no revenue loss? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Kabwe, for that very important question. Madam Speaker, like I have said, the government is rolling out this program. The piloting that we have done in Mumbwa through Zambia Gold and also ZCCMIH will roll it out right across the country. So even Mumbwa will be included. As it stands now, we are still working with the people of Serenge, but not at the scale that we would want. We are rolling out this program of ZCCMIH buying, and I think that even Serenge will be catered for at a particular time. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Nyimba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I share boundaries with Muchinga constituency. And Minister, what measures are you taking, just from the example you've given that there are others who are applying for licenses coming from other areas of Zambia, and they don't even know the areas where they're applying, because they sit in Lusaka, they are told that this area there is this tenement, you can apply for an artisanal license. They apply, and they don't know what is happening on the ground at that particular area, and they pick the licenses. When they are here in Lusaka, taking up, I think you know what I'm talking about, getting the license for area, they don't even know. What measures are you putting up to keep that type of disturbances on the local small-scale miners out there who knows where the areas are, and they're being deprived because they've got no access to move or travel to Lusaka to get the licenses? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Nyimba, for that question. Madam Speaker, I think that the concern of the Honorable Member for Nyimba is very, very valid. We do, yes, have people that have been gallivanting as minors and pretending, and they apply. Because when applications come, you wouldn't know specifically, like I said in my previous answer. But what we have done as government, like the example of Kikonge, we worked with the local chiefs, the local leaders there, to make sure.
What remedial measures are you going to put in place to make sure that the people of Serenge should have licenses? Because if you can't get a license in a district where you come from, then you cannot get it elsewhere. And they also need to benefit from that artisanal mining fund that you have set up as government. But without licenses, they will never benefit. So what remedial measures have you put in place to make sure that the youth of Serenge benefits from this program, very good program that you have set up? Honorable Minister, Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Member, thank you very much. I really feel with you over that matter. Probably what we need to do is you to come to the ministry, we sit and go through this list. It may be that these are still Serenge people who you may not know. We must be alive to the fact that there are those that are just pure miners who apply, and they live in Serenge, and they are part of your community. So probably what we need to do is to find out from this list, the appendix that I've given, whether really these are people that live in Serenge, so that, we can verify. But just pinpointing that this person lives in Serenge, it's a difficult thing. So, like you have said, if people pass through the local leadership, like what we've done in Mufumbwe, even in Kikonge area, it hasn't been a perfect process. There are people still who have hidden like they live in Kikonge, but they have licenses now. So that does happen because of the nature of human beings. But probably we can be able to verify, Madam Speaker, through the appendix that has been given. I thank you.
Quality.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chipili.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Member, Minister, I have the question that you have answered on the measure that you have taken in place where, because most of the artisanal licenses are dormant. So I wanted to find out, but you have answered that the commission is coming in to do that. Still, let me find another question. Minister, since you had mentioned Mufumbwe, where you have trained those people who have been given the artisanal miners or cooperative licenses, are you sure that out of over 50 number, all those who have been issued with the licenses, where they will be given the slot, there is gold in Mufumbwe everywhere? How have you come up with that? Because the others will not get anything. Thank you.
We have drifted to Mufumbwe. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Chipili. That can apply to Serenge, Madam Speaker. Mining is always a risk. And that's why you find those that do big mining companies, they want to share the risk. Sometimes you can have a portion and you don't find anything. That's a possibility. That's why, as Zambia now, we are mapping the country. When you map, you are going to do targeted exploration and targeted mining, because you now know that in this area, there is suspicion of being a particular mineral. That is why mining, Madam Speaker, mapping is very, very important for this country. It will help us to do targeted mining, targeted exploration. So that is a possibility, Honorable Member, because mining is a risk. And that's why you need to do what we are doing as Zambia in terms of mapping the country. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Good answer now, Pierre.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Nalolo.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And just to thank the Minister for his statement and to commend him on the aspect of training of these miners. Honorable Minister, in the training of these small-scale miners, is there an environmental component that is looked at? Because I think mining is increasingly becoming a threat in terms of pollution to the environment. We can see in other areas these miners using mercury and so forth, and it's polluting our water. So I'd like to find out if there's an environmental component and if they are certified once trained, so that those who are trained can be identified. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Madam Speaker, I'm being disturbed by the Minister of Sport here. Honorable Member, thank you very much for that question, and thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes, So what is happening is this, Honorable Member, Madam Speaker, we are picking these cooperatives, we are giving them what we call offer letters, then we take them in class. So when we take them in class, it's a multi-sectoral approach. The water people are there, the youths are there, those that overlook the youths. So when they are trained in one, mining itself, safe mining, which the President has talked about, legal mining. They are also trained in environmental matters to be able to mine in an environmentally friendly way. Madam Speaker, we have gone further to teach them the economy of mining, meaning the business side, so that they don't just mine when they make money, because mining is, any mineral is a wasting asset, it goes away. So we also are teaching them, when you make money, how to reinvest that money. Our vision, Madam Speaker, is to have these small-scale miners, these artisanal miners, eventually to begin to consortia. We have huge mining companies in Zambia today, Madam Speaker, that started with tailings in Ndola. It's a common story. And they built themselves into this huge mining conglomerate. So even for our artisanal miners, the training that we are giving them is to build capacity in them and also to teach them that think big and think outside the box. As you do legal mining, safe mining, formal trade, and security around yourselves, eventually grow into big mining companies, into junior miners, into medium scale, until they begin to become big mining companies. Madam Speaker, when you meet these young artisanal miners, most of them, by virtue of what they've been doing, illegally as it may be, you'd find that they understand the geology of what they are doing. You find that they have turned themselves into surveyors. So when we are teaching them, they are basically relating what they have been doing on the ground with the theory of mining, with the science of mining. So after we have trained them, Madam Speaker, that is when we are producing a certificate for them. And that certificate is the qualification to now get a mining license. So you cannot actually get an artisanal license without that certificate that is showing that you have been trained. So really, your concerns have been taken care of, and we are moving. Madam Speaker, the process may not be as perfect. When something starts, it could have some teething issues. But eventually, as we go, we have started. Ngole Kwelo Lupiri, you start with one step, Madam Speaker. When you are climbing a hill, one step is very important. So that is what we are doing. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next will be the Honorable Member for Chimwemwe. The Honorable Member for Lundazi, you are next. Please get ready.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, 76 cooperatives, that's good enough. Honorable Minister, you say that some people are actually getting licenses, but they don't live in those areas. It's true, Honorable Minister, that most of our youth are envious of their colleagues that live in mine-rich reserve areas. But it's unfortunate that they can't also be miners there. Do you have any intentions of perhaps leaving a certain percentage to accommodate people that don't live in those areas, like maybe 20, 30%, so that they can also enjoy what their friends are enjoying? Thank you.
Mwambela. Meaning, have you heard the question? You got the question? Okay. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Chimwemwe. I think Madam Speaker is asking about those that live within those areas, yet they are envying those that come to mine. I'm sure I got you correctly. So, Madam Speaker, yes, and that is why I have said the way we've rolled out in Kikonge is the way we want to roll out in other areas, where local community leaders are able to identify. It is very important that those that are doing mining, Madam Speaker, even at artisanal level, must have the social license, because they can't be cooking within those areas, and yet they just see their friends, lives change. Without them, they are also experiencing the same. So really the involvement of local leadership is cardinal to ensure that those that live within those areas. All of us here, Madam Speaker, we want, if you have a mine in your area, the first thought that comes to you, like the honorable member for Serenge, is your people that live within the area where you are. And that is being taken care of by engagements. I must apologize for how it was done in the past, but I think we are going to correct it. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yeah.
Thank you. The honorable member for Lundazi, who is joining us virtually.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, the question that I have for you is dependent on how we are not growing our Bank of Zambia reserves due to haphazard way of doing our mining. The question that I have for you is these mining licenses which you have issued to the miners in Serenge, are they backed by mapping, or it is just the usual haphazard way where we cannot get a benefit out of it because they may end up selling just to private buyers? I submit.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And thank you, Honorable Member for Lundazi. I think sometimes let's learn to use the right words in our vocabulary, because maybe if you are coming from an haphazard scenario in the past, you think everybody is working haphazard. Our government, Madam Speaker, is methodical, is systematic. For the first time, we are training people. Madam Speaker, if I show you the increase in numbers in terms of 2020, I'll give you the figure. At 2020, artisanal mining activities were contributing 13,000 tons. When we came, last year, artisanal miners alone, 45,000. Numbers don't lie. This year, we are targeting 80,000 for artisanals, and we are getting there.
A few more questions. We go to the Honorable Member for Mukushi North.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Honorable Minister, the scenario in Serenge...
10 minutes more, 10 more minutes.
The scenario in Serenge is not different from that of Mukushi. We have a lot of youths that are doing this mining. Maybe mine could not be a question as such, could be just an appeal or request that could you be in the position of sharing the information that you have of how many artisanal licenses that you have given out throughout the country, and indeed segmenting them district by district, maybe supply them or deliver them in our pigeon holes so that maybe we can have the information that it takes, so that our youths there can be told what they have and indeed what they are missing. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. There is a request, Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, thank you, and thank you, Honorable Member. I think that is a very fair point. We can be able to do that. I'll give instructions to my officers to do that kind of breakdown. It's quite a lot because there are over 1,500. So they have to do an appendix like they've done for Serenge, where they print these out. Madam Speaker, I'll try my level best and we'll try and bring it to Parliament so that it can be put in pigeonholes. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Masaiti.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, taking into account Honorable Member of Parliament for Serenge, the issues he raised about those 6 groupings that were left out in issuing their licenses, how can these artisanal small-scale mining operations be made more equitable and prevent human rights abuses and child labor? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member, for that very important question. I think, Madam Speaker, that's why I've applauded the House for supporting the setting up of a regulator, because therein lies all those things. I think in the past we lacked capacity to be able to supervise what is going in these mining areas. And that is why these 4 pillars that we've been given of no illegal mining, there has to be safe mining, there has to be formal trade. All these issues will lie within the regulator to be able to check that we are implementing the policies around these areas of not having child labor within these mining companies. In fact, Madam Speaker, because of the introduction of free education, a lot of children have actually decamped from these mining sites, going back to school, because even the school feeding program, because it is attracting them to be in class and also have food. So really, this has helped to decamp most of our children that have been in these sites. So really, that has worked well, but it hasn't finished completely. And the regulator will be tasked to make sure there is no child labor, to make sure there is no illegal mining, but also to make sure benefit to communities where these mining tenements are domiciled. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kamfinsa.
Madam Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to direct a very important follow-up question to the Minister responsible for mines and minerals development. Madam Speaker, the Member of Parliament from Muchinga has raised a very important issue which I think needs to be addressed holistically, but also look at it from a nationalistic point of view. Madam Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister. Minister, you are aware that Zambia has been mining since the year 1930. And if we go back to our history, Madam Speaker, the people that were able to migrate from different places into, for instance, the Copper Belt, were not just people who settled on the Copper Belt. It's from across all parts of Zambia. And that is why I want to understand, what is the policy around the criteria for allocating these licenses to people? Because when you say a local person should be given priority, there must be a national document that speaks to that criteria, which accommodates Zambians. I mean, we are all Zambians. So all Zambians would want to enjoy this resource. So I want to find out, Madam Speaker, from a holistic point of view, to avoid these challenges we have where local people feel others should not be given the opportunity. What is the policy of government on how these licenses should be issued so that we are guided, Madam Speaker, to build a nation that is one, a nation that allows everyone to enjoy these opportunities? Minister, I hope my follow-up question is very clear, and you hope that you can provide an answer that guides the nation. We need to build a Zambia, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member. Very important question. Madam Speaker, it is true that we've been mining for over 100 years. And one thing that I'll say clearly, which is a policy direction from this government, is that Zambia is one unitary state. And all the wealth of this country belongs to every Zambian. That one is clear. This government has been very clear. Because if we start segmentation, we are going to cause problems. So, Madam Speaker, all the wealth of this country, be it in agriculture, be it in forestry, be it mining, belongs to every Zambian. Everything, every resource, water, they belong to every Zambian. Now, Madam Speaker, we must not forget the fact that we have people that are hosting these resources, and we must not leave them out. And that is why I've said, because of the coming in of the mining regulator, those are some of the issues that we are going to be looking at as these licenses, for example, for artisanals are being done. We have done a model in Kikonge for the gold. There we have majority of the people from Mufumbwe, from Kasempa, but also we do have people that are coming from other areas who are getting artisanal licenses from there. Because if we said that we block people from other provinces, for example, to go to Mufumbwe, Kopala guys, Madam Speaker, also say only Kopalas will be here. then people from Mumbwa and Nalolo, no, not Nalolo, Nangoma, are also going to say, no, no Mumbwans to come into Nangoma. So that we must never ever allow, and that's why President Techech, even yesterday, during the time when he was speaking to chiefs, he said, Zambia is one unitary state, all wealth belongs to every Zambian. But really, the people that are hosting these resources will be taken care of. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Lubasenshi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister of Mines and Rural Development, the people of Rubansenshi are following. And when you talk about empowering the Zambian people with licenses, it's really progressive. Why am I saying so? I had an opportunity to visit Tanzania and even in some areas within Zambia where a lot of youth and even adult people are doing something that is able to take care of them. This is good. Now, as much as our people are able to get these mining licenses in the name of artisanal, I would like to hear from you what mechanisms that the government has put in place to ensure that the people of Chavuma, the people of Rubansenshi, the people of Rusaka, or may I say the country, can able to benefit in terms of taxes that will be collected from these artisanal mines, because I know that if they get licenses to mine gold, gold is expensive, they get a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they don't pay any tax. And the Zambian government is keep on losing revenue. What measures have you put in place to ensure that equity in terms of national resources can be felt by the all Zambians? I submit.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
I thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member for Lubansenshi, for that important question. Madam Speaker, a license is a document that gives us traceability for whoever is doing any mining activities. And you remember there is a question that came, and I said, we are now going to implement a policy of use it or lose it. We don't want licenses with speculators. That is why sometimes, Madam Speaker, I'm sure you've heard ZRA saying, we have in our records this number of licenses, but only this number is paying taxes. The reason is most of them could be speculators. And that is why now the regulator comes in place. I used to emphasize on the floor of the House that we need this regulator in place, because those are some of the things they'll be doing, because they'll be working hand in hand with tax authorities. So that will be followed through to make sure we profile everyone that is mining so that they pay the necessary taxes. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I think that's how far we can go. We make progress. Question for oral answer, understanding order 82. The Honorable Member for Chairman North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number 2424.
Thank you. The Honorable Acting Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. The Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Mutea Chalo, asks the Minister of Finance and National Planning what the cause of the erratic disbursement of the 2025 Constituency Development Fund for Chama North and the other parliamentary constituencies is, and B, when the CDF will be fully dispersed. Madam Speaker, the response from the Minister of Finance is the story of Constituency Development Fund is nothing less than a testament to the success of this government to foster inclusive development at the local level through enhanced Constituency Development Fund. The Zambian people have been empowered to be the architects of their own development. This is reflected in the increase of the CDF to 5.6 billion kwacha in the 2025 allocation from a 249.6 million kwacha in 2021, translating into an allocation of 36.1 million kwacha from a paltry 1.6 million kwacha per constituency in the past. Madam Speaker, I wish to report that as at 31st of August this very year, the Treasury had raised 3.4 billion, representing 60% budget performance. In view of the foregoing, let me affirm that the Treasury is on track with the disbursement of the CDF. Let me further reiterate that the release of CDF funds to various constituencies is based on the consumption capacity. May I repeat, Madam Speaker, because this is very important to honorable members of Parliament. Let me further reiterate that the release of CDF funds to various constituencies is based on the consumption capacity of the constituency. Madam Speaker, with regard to Chama North, I wish to inform this August House that my counterpart from the Ministry of Local Government, who is also my own self, and Local Government Rural Development, can confirm that a total of 25.9 million kwacha has been raised to the constituents representing 72. We are not from Chama North. 25.9 million kwacha has been raised to the constituents representing 72% of the total CDF allocation for the particular constituency. This means that so far, Chama North has received a higher proportion of its allocation funds, and it shows that the CDF implementation pace for Chama North is relatively higher than the average constituencies. Madam Speaker, with that being said, I wish to acknowledge and commend the Honorable Member of Parliament for Chama North, Honorable Hota Muteacharo, and ask him to continue this exemplary utilization of funds and highlight that his constituency may be one of the few constituencies to receive the entire 36.1 million kwacha for the year 2025. However, let me still acknowledge that there is an increase in demand for funds due to the 2024 allocation not being funded in full. In this regard, the Treasury was set to address this shortfall in the 2026 revenue permitting. Madam Speaker, as the House may be aware, CDF disbursement is quarterly, and therefore the next disbursement will be done in the fourth quarter of 2025. Madam Speaker, as Minister of Finance, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions, the Honorable Member for Chama North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Minister, for that response. Madam Speaker, I think as early as yesterday, I was talking to the Council Secretary, because what I know is that for Chama North, we have been paid less than 15 million kwacha. And we made the request about almost 2 months ago. The money has not been released. So I'm surprised, Madam Speaker, that 25 million has been paid. Has it been paid today? Because yesterday, we don't have that money in our account. I submit.
There is an indication for a point of order. What's the point of order, Honorable Member Fonkan?
Madam Speaker, on Standing Order number 71 speaks to facts being provided to the House. I am afraid, Madam Speaker, if the status quo is not corrected, vis-a-vis the information the Acting Minister of Finance has provided, it is going to put us, members of parliament, in a very awkward position. Madam Speaker, as an example, Nkana in 2025 has only received 3 million, if not 4 million kwacha. In 2024, we only received 20%. If this information he has tendered to this August House is allowed to grace the answered, and the people who are following this conversation, the information is not corrected, it will look like we are just lazy. And we are not just utilizing the funds that have already been allocated. Madam Speaker, is it in order to tell the Zambian people that he has released funds when in essence, this is almost the end of the year? He has only given us 4 million for the year 2025 and just about 20% for 2024. Is it in order to give us misleading information and to give the public this misleading information? I seek your indulgence.
Thank you very much. I don't know whether that's a point of order or a question. Maybe you could just ask a question and provide your own facts which you have in hand. For me to rule whether in order or out of order, I also don't have the facts. So I'm just listening to the acting Minister of Finance, who is been given information by his operatives, and the Honorable Member from Nkana, who is also on the ground. So it's very difficult to see who is being truthful. Just ask a question later on, Honorable Member from Nkana. So the Honorable Acting Minister of Finance, there was a question from the Honorable Member for Chama North.
Madam Speaker, you may recall that from 2022-2023, the consumption rate of CDF, which is called the banning rate, was very, very low. So there is no way a government would have kept on sending money to local authorities that were not performing. Not until when we decided to come up with the more or less a demand notice coming from the local authority. Once they exhaust what we gave them, they have to write to the ministry, show proof to say, indeed, resources are exhausted. That's when we release. Now, if in Kitwe, in Nkana, they are doing the opposite, then it's unfortunate. And that a follow-up should be made. For Chama North, Madam Speaker, I really commend as Minister of Local Government. Now, I commend the push from that Member of Parliament. It's really commendable. Now, when I say 25.9, I'm not saying it was paid at a